Not before I start. I know the situation was like a couple of days ago, but I was sick, so unfortunately I couldn't make a video on it. But now since I'm feeling a little bit better, now I can actually finally make a video on this topic. And show my side and my thoughts on the situation. Now I forgot this user's name, but thanks to them for some of the screenshots I got. And also, since I'm a lazy piece of trash, and also because I'm not the best at reading, I'll be using text-to-speech voice to read out the tweets. Because I'm a lazy piece of trash. Also, I might actually swear a bit in this video. So, if I say a couple of messed up words, it's because I'm basically mad at the entire situation. Now, Minitoon finally snapped at the entire community and finally called them out for straight up and spitting facts at them for basically being ungrateful and basically, rats. Which everybody knows that the community has been ungrateful recently. And Minitoon, the creator, who's one of the most nicest developers I have ever met and ever seen, shows that even a good person could sometimes snap and sometimes show their true colors. And it sucks that straight up people treat Minitoon like good old trash in this community. Because he's one of the most nicest developers. And straight up, for him getting treated like trash and him being treated like and getting sent death threat, and also the teams who worked with him getting sent death threats over a fucking skin, I may add, which I will get into later, shows us straight up that he had enough and straight up snapped at them. Now, it's all start with a tweet by this user right here.
Bunny CFC is terrible and useless in the plot. I don't see any reason to hide Tio until Intercity is released. It feels like the developers aren't confident in their work and are trying to use him as a plan B. Live vegetables are a terrible idea. Piggy novels are terrible.
Okay, there's one thing I have to agree on this, and that the Piggy novels are garbage. The books are not that good, and I basically have a despised hatred for the books. Fun fact, I do not really like the books and think that they're garbage. Because they frick up the story or practically ruin it in many kind of ways. If you know, you know. And also for that one book that practically has aged like milk. I think everybody knows what that book was. But the rest of this I do not agree with. First of all, Bunny CFC is goated and it's amazing. And I think saving Teal for Intercity is a good idea, even though I feel like he should have had a much bigger role in book 2 than the showing up in chapter 10 and just practically only showing up for 3 chapters. At least he got some Yor in the hunt. And this is where Minitoon showed and basically snapped at this person. Finally had enough of the community being selfish. And also, quickly before I go over the tweets, I want to mention the Bunny CFC thing. Does anyone remember Does anyone remember the controversy behind the Twisted Rabbit not becoming a skin? Where practically people harassed and sent the creators and the developers freaking death threats over the skin and basically harassing them over because a Twisted Rabbit was not the reward at the NDK. This got so bad. And also, in Delirium, people were pissed off because I was not laughing. People got pissed off over the skin not being the Twisted Rabbit. Fans got so bad that the creator behind the Twisted Rabbit told Minitoon not to make the Twisted Rabbit a skin. Because they didn't deserve it, which I fully do agree with. They do not deserve it if straight up people are harassing the devs. And also because how the heck would it work as a skin? That thing is so tall that they have to shrink it down and make it look stupid. It's not going to work as a skin. There's some things that will not work as skins. I'm sorry, but they will not work. And you be out here harassing the developers over a skin that you'll probably get mad at a couple minutes later because it's not what you wanted. Harassing the devs over a fucking skin is messed up in its own right. And basically saying that death threats is messed up. Threatening to basically harm them if they didn't make it a skin. And with this tweet, contemplated Minitoon finally snapping after so many years of being treated like this.
Replying to Bunny CFC was never directly about her family, and serves to explore what goes on in the mind of an infected. It is not useless to the story. Instead, what serves no use and no value is your logic and ignorance calling it useless.
Minitoon legit roasted this person, not gonna lie. And definitely is right. It was not supposed to focus on Bunny and her family directly. It was meant to focus on the mind and what goes on in infected, exploring what the infected face during their infected process. I definitely agree with me too, because it was the conclusion to Bunny's story. It was the conclusion to her story and what happened to her after chapter 7. After she left the metro, she lived happily ever after as infected with Sheepy. Bunny X Sheepy. Those two kiss. But I swear, it was not ever useless. It was actually pretty good. So I really do have to agree with Minitoon on that.
replying to @Daryl Minitoon Ann. As for Tio, he was never hidden. As it turns out, developing an open-world game is not as simple as typing in game create equals true. It takes time and patience. The payoff for Book 2's second half was for Intercity, which was meant to come out sooner, but dev is not that easy. 9:05 p.m. January 17th, 20.
I think he definitely has a point. I'm not really in the game developing business, but developing a game takes time and you gotta understand, this is Minitoon's first time ever writing a story. He has not written any kind of story games in the past, so this is a first for him. So obviously he's gonna mess up on the story a little bit. These people are failing to understand is that he's a human being too. He makes mistakes. And also, he also got a wife too. He can just always focus on the darn game. But you people seriously want to make his wife a living hell. And make it a nightmare for him by practically being ungrateful for every single update. It's basically not his fault. You gotta understand that.
Replying to @Daryl Minitoon, and also, anyone who trashed WWS for anything related to the CFCs can block me. If you have problems with it, blame me, but if you think you have any right to blame those talented devs for any choices I have made, I can promise you I will think of you as little as you do of them. 9.
Yet again, a good point. Other devs worked on these. So understandably, it's not Minitoon's fault or these other devs' fault. So it's understandable why Minitoon's mad at these people because these talented devs are being treated like trash. Even people are saying that I2R is getting greedy because basically with the new coin currency in the Mrs. P campaign, even though for a fact that the reason why they're doing this is because they can make money. Because when they collaborate with the company to do the campaign, that money is going towards the company that should be going towards them. So they're using that currency to practically get paid. I think the short summarized it better. But doing campaigns and making updates is not easy.
I apologize, and it was not okay for me to direct my frustration out on you. Please do not go out of your way to attack anybody, including OP. They do not deserve hate, and it is never my intention to spread it. I just had to vent. These are my burdens, not yours. No.
And this is where it ends. Now my thoughts on this is that Minitoon had a right to basically snap finally at the community for being ungrateful and selfish. Mayors actually teach the community not to be ungrateful when new updates come out, and especially when Intercity comes out. Because you gotta understand, these talented devs work so hard and Minitoon is to make a good game. But you all treat it like real trash and be ungrateful every single update. I feel like everybody should understand that straight up being ungrateful is basically and being practically a jerk and an idiot to society is messed up in its own right. Writing a story is not easy. Look at me, I practically am writing a story for an AU based off of Piggy. And it has been really hard. Writing a story is not easy. It takes time and patience. And if you do not have said patience, you're rushing the devs to make something and if you rush them too much, they will make it will not be good and you'll end up hating on it because you're the one who rushed it in the first place. Now, do I really think that Minitoon is wrong? No, I do not think that. He is right in the entire situation. The people who are ungrateful deserved it. Who deserve to finally get snapped at for quite some time. Basically dealing with practically the whole Twisted Rabbit situation. And honestly left a bad taste in my mouth for this community. Maybe hopefully finally the community will start being grateful and actually start understanding that you can't always get what you want. And even devs will never baby you. Except for the Danny's World devs. Brunch Crunch Studios, if you'll just take some notes from Minitoon, maybe you'll actually yearn how to basically stop babying people. And stop babying goo goo gaga babies. Because you're always babying them. I swear Brunch Crunch is going to be another video for another time because I ain't got time and patience to talk about their bullshit. What do you think about the situation? Now, what do you think about the situation? Do you think Minitoon is right in the situation or he's wrong? Did he have a right to snap at these people? I want to know your thoughts. Anyway, have a good night and I'll see you next time.